Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 25 of Europa Universalis IV as Barat. So I've managed to mostly recover my army. In fact, we're right at the force limit now. We're starting to gain manpower back, although we're still quite below the cap. We're making money, we've paid off all of our loans, we're at 100% legitimacy. We don't really have any power projection. We should definitely go and stick our fingers up at Jaunpur, but all of our diplomats are currently busy. Let's just go and bring back that diplomat that is improving relations with Afghanistan. I'm improving relations with Afghanistan because Afghanistan is improving relations with myself, and they would actually accept an alliance, even though I've got no intention of doing it right now. Send an insult. Let's go ahead and do that. That's still not actually give us any power projection. Jaunpur's still my rival. Yes, I did insult my rival, did I not? Insulted, yes. Has long-time rivals +5. Yeah, so where's my insulted rival modifier? Lose 10 prestige or lose 8,000 manpower. We'll just lose the prestige. I'm sick of losing manpower right now. Let's go back to sucking up to Afghanistan then. So they would accept a royal marriage. They are the right religion as well. Yeah, they would accept an alliance and a royal marriage. We'll just keep improving relations. Because if we got high enough relations for them, we might even be able to take on Nagura without them getting involved. Yeah, Jaunpur haven't got an alliance with them, but they are guaranteeing them, which is a little bit of a problem. No real easy way of getting to them. Jaunpur, though, who do you have alliances with at the moment? You have an alliance with Kashmir, which we're not bothered about, and you have an alliance with Yarkand. Yarkand could potentially be a problem. Now then, if they were involved in another war, which they're currently not, that's a little bit of an issue. If we were to declare war on you, wow, I wish you could actually have a look at this without having a diplomat. If I don't actually want to declare war and just want to see what who would come in, I wish I could do that without actually having to have a free diplomat. We're still doing that annexation, which is taking an awfully long time. I mean, we expected that anyway. We've already been doing it for 1,700 days almost. We are building a spy network in Nagwa. The plan of doing that, of course, was it would be easier to siege them out. But now that we've got Jaunpur involved, I guess we can actually bring you back. Don't really need you there. Royal marriage with Nepal has ended. I don't think we'll be getting that back. In fact, we have an alliance with Nepal, but they haven't been all that useful. So I think we're just going to go ahead and dissolve that alliance with them. I don't see any real reason to keep that. Now we're not over our relationship limit, we'll get some Diplo power back a little bit more quickly. Gain some random corruption, because that's what I needed. Things to randomly make the game harder. So if I was to declare war on you, right, Malwa would not come in, which is because they have a truce. Well, we have a truce as well, so if we assume they both end at the same time, they still wouldn't be willing to come in because it would destabilise them. But that's, again, probably because of the truce. Or they have a royal marriage. No, they don't have a royal marriage. So they may actually be willing to come in when the time comes. New technology, military tech. We would gain better infantry. We'd gain military tactics and increase the supply limit. That's actually good, because I want to be able to stop losing men to attrition. So let's go ahead and take the better infantry. We are military tech 12 now, compared to most of our neighbours who are 10 and 11. Jaunpur is actually still only 10. So maybe going to war with them might be useful. Yarkand's military tech is also 10 as well. They don't have a lot of ideas. They've got a couple of offensive ideas. They are the Chinese tech group. They still potentially have a lot of units, though, as we have seen before. Yarkand do have 26,000 units. Saying that, Malwa's got 20, and we've got getting on close to that ourselves. So if we were to declare war on you, remind me who would come in again. Kashmir. Kashmir is a tiny little 3-province nation up here that we could deal with quite easily. Now, the only thing that I could do with Jaunpur, if I was to take any land from them, is to feed it to my vassal, which is not a terrible idea and is what I'm going to consider doing. So we'll see how this works out. The first thing we're going to go and do is put up our army maintenance. We're still making money. I don't necessarily think that I need to have my forts on right now, so we're going to leave them off and save some money. And we'll try and get some troops into position to be able to take some stuff. Especially if Malwar is still going to be willing to come in. Let us recall our diplomat from Afghanistan. Now, you're not allied with Afghanistan. If we allied with Afghanistan, they might be willing to come in. Although, it'd take a long time to get enough favours to be able to do that. So, yeah, maybe we don't. We're making good money at the moment, actually. So, I think while that's going on, we'll keep the mercenaries around. Let our manpower recover nice and good. What I want to try and do is jump in and grab some of these provinces from Jaunpur and give them over to Jarkand. And that'll pretty much be the end of that. And then we can tell them to stop protecting Nagwa, and then we can go and attack Nagwa. That's kind of the plan. They're still allied with Jarkand as well. No, that's Jaunpur. We want to speak to you. You're allied with Afghanistan. Yeah, we should be okay there. This might actually work out. Now, we do need to wait for that truce to go away. That's the only problem. So, August 1560. I know I put my army maintenance up a little bit early, actually. Let's just go and drop it. I forgot we were in the middle of a truce. We'll drop it down. We'll wait until we get a little bit closer to August. We've got an entire year's worth of game time to wait before we can really go ahead and do that. But I think that will work out. We'll have these guys up here, just so that we can potentially defend against anything Jarkand might send down. I don't think that they're going to be too aggressive. I think Jarkand are a little bit too far away. They have a lot of land, but they are... I think they're a horde. Oh, they're a kingdom. They're a sultanate. Or a sultanate. But yeah, I don't think they're actually going to come down here. They might. I think we can fend them off. I mean, we're the Indian tech group, which is plus 150%. They're the Chinese tech group, which is 160. So we are slightly better in terms of our tech groups. We've also got more ideas than they do. Yeah, they're falling quite behind. What have we got here? Do we want to take reduced interest per annum? Well, we don't have any... And also look at that. It will cost administrative power to buy this idea. Oh, it's because it's costing an extra 2 because of the 0.6 corruption. That's fine. Do we want to take that right away? Is a very good question. It's not like we're going to be coring this land because we're going to be giving it to our vassal, but we are still behind on tech. So yeah, I think we should definitely wait for the tech now. Is it worth building any buildings? Let's have a quick look. Can we get... What about production buildings? Anywhere that is going to give us a decent amount of extra production? Or even better still, what about trade? Increase our trade power. There's still 1 or 2 decent provinces left that we haven't got these in. There's a 2.3 down there. That'll give us a lot more trade power. What about anything up here so we can push some more trade down? There's a 1.44. The rest of it's not great. Production, we don't have any provinces producing things that are worth an awful lot, which is a shame. There's a 0.19 in there we can grab. There's a 0.13. Try not to spend all my money, just in case we do need some for more mercenaries when the time comes that we do actually go to war. We're already in April here. These guys don't have any more alliances. They are still trying to suck up with other people. Both Kashmir and Yarkand. Now, what if we just went to war direct with Kashmir? That would bring in... See, we could go to war direct with Kashmir. That'd work. And we actually don't have a truce with Kashmir. Let's go ahead and put that army maintenance back up again. Now, obviously, this means we won't be able to take as much from Jaunpur because they will not be co-belligerent. But it does mean we will be able to take some stuff from them. And just being able to cut them up into little bits and pieces, even if we have to do it a bit at a time, is going to be useful. We will make sure we are building a spy network here. I know I should have done this before I started. I'm not building spy networks now because I've already got claims everywhere. But having the spy network will make sieging go more quickly. So I should have considered that. So we're almost up to full maintenance or full morale, but I'll wait until we are. So we'll just wait until the next month. Truce with Afghanistan's expired. Our truce with Jaunpur's actually ended. That's earlier than I expected. Okay, July's nearly over. And there we go, we are into August. So if we were to go and, first of all, if we wanted to declare war against you, we know that Jaunpur would come in, and so would Afghanistan. Malwa would come in on our side. If we go to war with Kashmir, Malwa will come in. Delhi would come in as well now. Delhi's also quite small, so we're not too bothered about you guys. If we declared war directly on Jaunpur, we'd be fighting Kashmir and Yarkand. I think we just go straight for Jaunpur so I can take more from them. We'll call Malwa in. We'll go to war. What happened? Oh, manpower mission failed. What a surprise. Accumulate money. I think we can probably do that one. So we've gone down to speed 2. We need to get some units in and start sieging some of these provinces out. We also need to see where Jaunpur's army is. Where's Malwa's army? Malwa only got 9k. They had like 20k a minute ago. What's Malwa up to? No, it's the only war that they're in with me. We can just check from this, actually. Oh, that's the wrong side. Derp. Malwa, 5,000 men, 2,000. Yeah, Malwa, where have all your forces gone? I was actually expecting Malwa was going to have an army. Boy, was I mistaken. Let's try and get all of my units. Where's my other army? Yarkan's actually hiring Condottieri. But there's my other army there. I just want to sort of move everybody in together. What I want to try and do, if I can, is just take out Jaunpur's army before anybody else has a chance to do anything. So if we can find where their army is. Their army's probably going to come looking for me. You guys get over there. We'll move you guys up to here. And then if they try and attack one of my armies, then I will move in and hopefully hit them both at the same time. That's kind of the plan. You're moving in there. Now, fortunately, you don't have a leader. Or do you? No, we've lost a leader again, which is very annoying. Let's go and hire another one. You've got a lot of maneuver, actually, so you should get there quite quickly. So you try and get over there. You try and get over there as well. So the plan here... The plan here is to just move in and just try and flatten Jaunpur's army. It's probably not going to work. So let's go and have a look and see how this battle's going. They've got a river crossing penalty, which is fantastic. We don't have a leader, which is a real pain in the neck. But we have just managed to reinforce. They're rolling back-to-back 9s because that's what the AI does. And I think we're actually about to win that fight without the reinforcements. Indeed. So, you can stay there. Let's say we want this to be... Let's try and keep our vassals out of the way. So, let's tell Chanda to go and siege that over there. Because they've got one of the bigger armies. One of my stacks here was... It was the one that didn't have the leader. So we'll move the one with the leader actually up to Jaunpur. And we'll start trying to siege their capital out now. It's Jaunpur that I want to hurt here, which is why I declared war on them directly. Now, I don't know if we're going to see any of the armies coming down from Yarkand. It's quite possible that that will happen. But in the meantime, we want to start trying to siege out these forts as quickly as we can. And hopefully my vassal's going to go over here and start working on that fort if they can manage to get there. Not even sure where all of my vassals' armies are, but we'll keep our eye on them. So we have taken a few losses, that's fine. It was to be expected. We've got plenty of manpower at the moment, and the money's not bad either. Still can't quite afford that one yet. We'll get that as quickly as we can. Well, we don't really need the extra merchant, but I mean, it'll be worth it for the caravan power, and it also means we'll be closer to getting that extra diplomat that we're not going to use. They actually have an army now sieging over here, and I'd probably like to deal with that before it gets too strong, but they're not sieging me at the moment, they're sieging Malwa. And as Malwa don't have a particularly big army, it's not going to be too big of a loss if they actually get knocked out of this war. So we're going to try and take some of these provinces. Hopefully we can take them before they can take that one, and then we can go and throw our armies at them after they've recovered a little bit. So we'll see what's going on. We are still building up that spy network, so hopefully once that goes up, it'll reduce the siege timer. In fact, we should be able to see that. Defensiveness, yeah, spy network in Jaunpur, -2%. So our spy network of 10 is currently knocking 2% off the siege time. So if we had 100 spy network, or a spy network of strength 100, it'd knock 20% off the siege timer, which would be really, really good. We've almost completely got these two forts here. And I think once we do, we'll move in and try and take their army out again. Then we might move up and try and take these two forts. It still doesn't look like we are seeing anything from Yarkand. All of my vassals are going up here for whatever reason. I think they're going around to try and siege Kashmir, which is not terrible, but that's not what I want them to do. I want them to go over here and siege this flipping fort. Maybe they just can't get to it because of this one. So we'll see how that works out. 21% here with a wall breach. They've got a very big stack there that is just about to move in. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave behind one regiment because we want to keep the siege going. And you're going to go and move in. And then over here, we are going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to leave behind one regiment to keep the siege going. And we're going to tell the rest of you to move in. So hopefully, we can break their army before they do too much. They've obviously come over here now because we're sieging their capital. This is mainly Yarkand's army right here. Jaunpur have very few units. But we're going to drop in there and hopefully do them some damage. They did roll an 8, but I think we've got the numbers advantage. Okay, they're about to throw some more units in. That is fine. Lose mercantilism or gain mercantilism. We'll always gain mercantilism, thank you. Are you not moving in with the rest of that stack? Why not? Right, the 15k stack was probably the one from there. These armies are kind of all mixed up now, because I'm not sure which ones came from where. Right, we've managed to siege that province. That is good. We still want to try and take their capital. We need to try and take that as soon as possible. They're all backing off over into this corner. Maybe we try and block this army in if we can. They're going to go and form up there and make one big... No, they're not. I thought they were all going to form up and make one big army. Let's go ahead and group you guys together. That is a proper stack, actually. That is a 13-2-2. Right, we've got a big stack coming over here. We'll see what they try and do with that. And then we'll consider jumping in on top to finish them off. Let's group you together. You're a 14-2-2. You've got one infantry too many in there. But I want to see where these guys go, because I've got a feeling they're going to try and jump in onto Jaunpur here. They're actually not. They're doing a lot of posturing. Ah, that's because Malwa's forces have actually engaged Yarkand over here. So let's start trying to move in this direction. We might be able to go and help with this fight. Yeah, Jaunpur are actually moving their army in right as we speak. If we can get over there. Now, this army could, this battle could go either way at the moment. There we go. Our troops did just arrive. We've got a crossing penalty and a terrain penalty. We're getting terrible rolls all over the place. We need to win this battle. Let's go and leave 1 or 2 units at Jaunpur. Take the rest and move in. Just wanted to leave a couple of units in there. If I'd have left a single unit, it was quite possible that they'd just come in with a 1 stack and take it out. And I don't want that to happen if I can avoid it. Although it looks like we might actually win that battle. Yep, we did. So their army's defeated again. Let's move those guys back. Let's take my armies that are here. We'll group them together. It's a 13-2-2. I've only got the 1 stack there. There's another stack here. Let's go back in this direction. Yeah, I was expecting these guys to pop up very soon. I knew they had another big stack over there. Let's get everybody in this direction. We'll start dealing with these guys. Now then, where are they actually going to try and go? Are they going to try? They're trying to siege that back. That is as expected. So we're going to go and try and move in. They've got a fairly big army. Would be nice if we could actually get Jaunpur taken. Looks like there's going to be a battle here. Who's moving in? Doesn't look like it's a big stack, just a small one. So that might be a very quick squish. Let's go ahead and just group you guys together. That should be a battle there. They're not breaking to engage, which is fine. Now the question is, will we be able to take Jaunpur before they take that province back? I mean, we're already at 90% on the war score. Malwa's got a fairly big army clonking around. Yarkan's not really involved in this war. It's a shame we can't just instantly piece them out. We're only 4,500 men down. That's not too bad at all. Are you the guy that has siege? You do have one siege pit. Disease outbreak is not good. You do have some cannons there. That is fine. Let's go ahead and move you. In fact, let's move you... yeah, we'll move you down there because all the other forts are blocking the movement. This is a little bit of a pain. I'd like to be able to grab some of these forts, but Mal was doing a pretty good job of that anyway. This is one of the forts that we want. Great Advisor has died, which is annoying. That was the Diplo guy. Trade efficiency will be fine. Now the question is, do I just want to go and dive in here and try and finish these guys off before they take that siege? And we've actually taken Jaunpur. So in the answer to my previous question, yes, we're going to basically roll in here with our entire army and just try and see how much damage we can do to these guys before moving over and taking some of their other forts. Is kind of the plan. Trying to just split their country up, siege as much stuff out as possible. Again, a lot of this army is actually Arkan's army, not Jaunpur's. Oh, they do have a very large 21 stack that's just coming in. I think they'll get there just in time, which is unfortunate. Yeah, they did just manage to reinforce in time. They've got some more 1 stacks coming in. They're getting better rolls, which is the only thing that's saving them at the moment. See, they rolled an 8. In the fire phase, we actually rolled a 6. Fire phase isn't that important. Right, they rolled a 0 in the shot phase. That's actually good for us. We rolled a 9 in the fire. So even though they reinforced, we actually did very well there. And they instantly then moved in behind us with a 2 stack that was already on its way in. I'm just going to try and squish these guys if I can. Can't actually reach all of these provinces, which is the only thing that's a little bit of a pain. Looks like they're going to try and hide behind their fort. Yeah, you don't need to... Actually, change my mind. I do want him to take that back because it's currently sieged by Malware and I want control of it, so I'm quite happily going to let that happen. Let's move you guys in as well. Might be enough to stack wipe them there. So we're going to let that siege get taken back. We probably won't get the stack wipe here, but they did get a morale tick, which was unfortunate. But things are going well. 38% war score against Jaunpur here. Right, you've taken that back. So we'll pause up. You're going to move in there and we'll claim that for ourselves. Now, unfortunately, we've got no way of getting up to that province, which is a little bit of a shame. How far are you going to move? You're just moving one province along. That is fantastic. If you just want to move into the neighbouring province, I'll take a 16k stack wipe any day of the week. Quite happy to do that. At least I think we'll get the stack wipe. Oh, they rolled a 9. Wow, they shouldn't have any morale. How is they lasting? And no, there wasn't even a stat wipe. Sometimes this game doesn't even play by its own rules. But they're all kind of getting stuck up in this corner. We do have them blocked in. Let's go ahead and get rid of those guys. Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. Looks like Chandra might get a little bit squished there. I don't think we can really get to that in time, which is a little bit disappointing. But there's plenty more of their forts and things that we can siege out, so we'll carry on doing that. They're not getting their condottieri anymore, so we'll move in and start dealing with these. Sorry, my vassals. I know I really didn't help you very much there, but sort of bigger fish to fry. We can probably deal with these guys again once we get this fort. I just want to keep some units here just in case they do decide to come in. Right, I can see what's happening here. Looks like you're going to try and come in and attack me over here, possibly. No, you're just going to... No, you are going to try and attack me there. I thought you might. We'll wait until you're locked in. Actually, no, we'll just go in now. We've already got the fort. The province, even. Now, what I am going to do is just do a quick shift consolidate just to make sure our front line's at full strength. We should win that battle. Because they do have a river crossing penalty. And they did just roll a 9, because that's what the AI does. Rolled another 9. And then it rolled a 7. And a 0. Oh, we rolled a 0. There we go. So that's another 1-1. We need to go down there and stop that from happening. I'm just waiting for these, because these guys are recovering quite quickly. And it looks like they're already starting to split up and move in over here, which is a little bit worrying. So let's go ahead and we will, over here, do what we did last time. We'll detach a single unit. We'll wait until those guys are at least partially locked in, and they are. We'll move in over here. I'd actually like this battle to finish, so I could... we're not going to catch them anyway. So these guys can move in and help with this battle. We're going to do all that we can to try and just destroy their army. We are 9,000 manpower down, but we do still have some spare. Now, a lot of this is going to be highly dependent on which way Jaunpur's army is going to decide to try and go once we rout them. Probably is no point reinforcing there. We are actually... Are we already locked? No. We'll stop going into there because we're already going to win that battle. So I'm not too bothered about that at all. And then we did indeed win. And we will take the smaller stack and move it back and finish off that siege. You guys, on the other hand, you're going to come back over here and try and kill these guys before moving up and once more attempting to try and grab a fort. So you are moving out of there. So let's move up into this province. This is probably one of the last ones that we need to get. Now, I don't need to try and take too much from them. They've already got low war enthusiasm. I don't want to take a massive number of provinces. Probably just 3 or 4, because I am going to have to feed them all to my vassal. In fact, if we just go ahead now and just transfer the ownership of these provinces. So if I transfer these over to Yarkand, or Yarkand, just the 3. And then if we go and try and sue for peace, if I want these 3 provinces, they're already willing to give them up. I want war reparations. You're not willing to give me war reparations. They're only at 46%. I don't need the war reparations. What about money? How much money do you have? You'd give me that much, 205. Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's end the video not at war. So there we go. We've given some land to our vassals. Or to our vassal. So what I need to do now is make sure that we get these armies sorted out, because at the moment they are a little bit sort of all over the place. We need to sort of sort out the balance for them. But that's some more land we've taken from Jaunpur. We've also sort of cut their country in half, made them a significant bit weaker, and that should make them easier to deal with later on. We could also go to war now with Nagwa. That would once again bring in Jaunpur. We know we could already beat Jaunpur because we've already crushed their army. We don't have a truce with these guys. It would also bring in Afghanistan though, which is the only downside, but that's something I'll consider for the next video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying EU4 as Barat. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.